Okay, hello, and thank you for joining my talk about designsystemet. I am, as said, the product owner of designsystemet in the Norwegian digitalization agency, also called Digdir. I have been working with design systems since 2016, and I absolutely love them. With a design system in place, we can increase efficiency, improve quality, and keep consistency. And we can free teams to focus on more valuable work. Design systems have become a best practice employed by organizations of all shapes and sizes. And that's great. But we keep rebuilding the same common elements across organizations in slightly different ways. Spending time designing, building, and maintaining the same basic components. What if we could change that? What if we could make better use of our collective potential? And provide Norway's designers and developers with a shared UI library, improving quality, accessibility, and saving teams across sectors thousands of hours. Did you know that more than 1 million people struggle, 1 million Norwegians, more people in the world obviously, but Norwegians struggle with digital solutions. And one of the reasons they struggle is that components and interaction patterns behave so differently from one solution to another. Meet Ida. She depends on assistive technologies to use digital services. Along her digital journey, she might have to go through forms from several different agencies. And for her, it's really frustrating when navigation, drop-downs, input fields, date pickers behave so differently from one service to another. She feels like she has to relearn everything from scratch every time. As designers and developers, we often solve things in different ways. Even when we follow accessibility requirements, the choices we make can cause components to behave differently across services. The result is a fragmented and less recognizable user experience. What we really need to ensure digital inclusion is a shared direction for user experience. We need to increase recognizability and confidence for users, and we need to deliver high-quality services across organizations. We need to make everyday life simpler for Ida and for everyone, because accessible services benefits all of us. With this as a starting point, when we started to work with a design system in Digdir in 2023, we mapped needs both inside and outside of Digdir. In Digdir, there was a need for a shared solution to develop user-friendly and accessible services more efficiently. But the need wasn't just within Digdir. Those of us working with design and development across the public sector needed a common place where we could agree on how component and interaction patterns should behave. It quickly became clear that we had to think bigger than our own organization's needs. We needed to break out of silos and invite others in from the very beginning. So where do you even begin with something like that? Well, we started by inviting to an open digital workshop. I honestly hadn't prepared for that many to show up. So when more than 200 people joined this little tiny Miro board I had prepared, I had to admit I panicked a little. But we received hundreds of comments about benefits and challenges that gave us incredibly valuable insight to bring into the work. Afterwards, we created an open Slack workspace to keep the conversation going. And that became the start of the community around designsystemet. A community that has helped shape designsystemet from the very beginning, and which today consists of more than 1,000 people. From day one, designsystemet has been open source. Anyone can contribute through Slack, GitHub, or through our open demos. All our discussions, code, and documentations are public. And working in the opens means daring to share before things are finished, daring to fail, and learning together. Our experience is that working openly helps us stay agile in the right way, getting feedback early, adjusting direction quickly, and focusing on solving the right problems. It ensures that what we build truly meets real needs and not just our assumptions. Over the past 2 years, the core development team has grown into a cross-agency team with designers and developers from multiple organizations. We build the system together. We also collaborate with other design system teams to create shared patterns across organizations and to align on best practices and content guidelines for digital services. The core development team are a remote team spread across the country. We define goals together and build together. Close collaboration across organization has helped us build a foundation that can be shared across. And together, we launched the first version this year, a bit later than planned, but with much higher quality thanks to the cross-agency teamwork. 900 people from 270 different organizations signed up for the launch, a clear sign of how many sees the value in building this together. Our cross-agency teamwork has become a shared toolbox that is open, free, and available for everyone to use, both by public and also by private organizations. It is also recognized as a digital public good by the Digital Public Good Alliance, meaning that it contributes to the UN Sustainable Development Goals and that it can be used also outside of Norway. With the toolbox, you get efficiency and better alignment between design and code, fundamental components, built-in accessibility and quality, and consistency across services. It's not meant to cover every need of an organization, but focuses on the most fundamental needs that are common across all. It's a foundation to build upon. The toolbox includes guidelines, patterns, design tokens, team builder, and reusable UI components through a CSS library, a React library, and a Figma library. And we've also started exploring the possibility of offering some of the components as web components. These basic UI components might look simple, but they're surprisingly hard to get right. It takes a lot of time to develop, test, and maintain a robust and scalable system. By building the components once, centrally, we can test them in one place to ensure that they work across different devices, different screen sizes, and with different assistive technologies. Getting all the accessibility details right takes a lot of time, but some of it can be built into the components offered by designsystemet. And many components require specific HTML and ARIA attributes and complex methods like focus management and dynamic announcement for screen readers and so on. And these are time-consuming challenges, and they're the same for every organization. Designsystemet solves them once, and when a bug is fixed in a component, everyone that uses designsystemet benefits from it. At the same time, every organization still has a lot to take care of when it comes to accessibility. So designsystemet is therefore just a small step in the right direction. Designsystemet is not aiming for every organization to look identically, but for components and patterns to behave consistently. We believe that you can be unique and express your own visual identities, while at the same time staying consistent by following standard behavior for components and familiar user experience. You can still see that this is Mattilsynet, right? And this is Brønnøysundregistrene. This is Tolletaten. This is Avinor. Their visual identities are important. They tell users where they are. But beneath the surface, the interaction patterns and behavior remains the same, because they're all built with the same components and the same foundation. Designsystemet is used in over 500 applications through Altinn Studio, as well as by many other organizations in their internal and external solutions. Since it's open source, we don't have full insights into all usage, but downloads of the code packages shows that adoption is increasing. Designsystemet is built to serve as a foundation that you can build upon. You're free to pick and use what you need. It's not an all-or-nothing solution. You can use whatever you need. And it can be used in different ways. Some choose to use Designsystemet directly into their applications or websites, while others choose to build their own design system on top of it. And the advantage with that approach is that they can reuse the underlying structure and all of the foundational components while still offering their own more unique components for their needs through their own custom design system. So both approaches are great. It all depends on the organization's need. Designsystemet supports what we call multidimensional teaming. It means it supports both light and dark mode, and also that you can have multiple teams for different visual profiles. Some organization might have just one visual profile, while others has several because they have different products or subsidiaries or something like that. You can import the theme you want, which decides how the component will look in terms of colors, border radius, and typography. In Figma, you can change themes using Figma's variable mode. You can do this for an entire page or for just selected frames. And you can easily switch between dark and light modes for the sections you want with data color scheme, or set it to auto. In Figma, you can do the same, just with themes. You can apply it to the entire page or to the frames you want. And you can easily change the sizes of different sections using data size. And sizes are just all size and font size variables, while keeping the proportion between them. So, and if you want the sizes to be even smaller or larger, you can also do that. In Figma, sizes works the same way as with themes and color schemes. Previously, we defined sizes for each individual component, but that approach was quite time-consuming, since you had to adjust the size for every single component, and also it led to a huge number of component variables. With this new approach, it's much easier to change sizes for an entire frame or just parts of the interface. Design offers a Figma community file that anyone can download. It serves as a starting point for organizations and their implementation of designsystemet. We also offer a team builder, allowing organizations to apply their own brand colors and adjustments to all components within just a few minutes. Here to the right, you can see that some colors have been picked, and you can add as many as you like. And based on those, a semantic color palette will be generated for each color, both for light and for dark mode. And dark mode is often seen as a nice to have, but for many users, it's actually really important in their situation. And what's also cool with the colors is that the theme builder ensures proper color contrast between text and surface colors, meaning that all colors generated for text automatically meet the accessibility requirements for the surface colors in both dark and light mode. Behind the dimension tab here, you can also change border radius. And based on your preferences, a JSON file with design tokens will be generated. The design tokens forms the foundation for both the Figma variables and the CSS variables. It is design tokens that ensures that we use the same values in both design and code, making it so much easier to collaborate across the disciplines. And tokens are the single source of truth. And to ensure compatibility with future tools, we follow the V3C standard for design tokens. In the Team Builder, you get a code snippet that you can copy either into a terminal to generate CSS variables for code, or, like here, copy it and paste it into Figma to generate all the variables you need. And all components will then automatically be updated with your colors and your preferences, just as they will in code. All of this, tokens, components, teams, it's the technical foundation. But what really matters is what it enables. A better and more consistent user experience for the people who use our services. People don't visit Altinn, NAV, Skatteetaten, or their municipality's website because they want to. They come because they have to get something done, and they want to do it quickly, easily, and with confidence. And that's our job, to make that experience as simple and seamless as possible. And that's why we're building together a shared foundation that helps every designer and developer make things more accessible and recognizable. Because in the end, it's not about buttons or code. It's about people trusting that public services just work. So together, we can make the internet a better place for everyone. So let's keep sharing, keep learning, and keep building together. And if you'd like to join us, or follow our progress, you're more than welcome into our open Slack workspace, at our open demos, or by contributing in GitHub. Thank you.